A terrified man is running for his life through the woods. He trips over a log and injures his leg. 3 people appear, though you can't see their faces, you can see the sharp weapons that they're carrying. They turn the man over and finish him off. Somewhere in Oregon, a couple, Ryan and Maya, are driving across country on their anniversary. They almost crash. Ryan has an asthma attack and Maya gives him his inhaler. They end up in a remote town and stop at a small diner for a bite to eat. They're greeted with strange looks when they walk in. Ryan orders something that his girlfriend thinks is unhealthy. He says it's our anniversary. And a couple at the counter introduces themselves as Eden and Neil and says it's their anniversary also. On their way out, they ask for directions to the highway and notice the missing persons poster on the wall, the man that was killed in the woods earlier. It's time they get back on the road and the car won't start. A mechanic named Rudy appears and offers help. They need an alternator that can only be picked up in the morning, so they have to stay overnight. Ryan believes it's a scam, but Maya thinks he needs to stop being paranoid. The waitress from inside offers to drive them to an Airbnb. When they arrive at the place, they see that the fridge is out, so Maya calls the owner to send someone to fix it. While she's on the phone, someone is watching. Later that night, while trying to enjoy their anniversary, they hear someone banging on the door. When they open it, there's a shadowy figure of a woman asking if Tamara is here. Maya tells her she has the wrong home. The strange woman stands there silently for a minute, then walks away. Later, they're relaxing on a couch, and Ryan needs his inhaler, but Maya left it in the car. He says there's an old motorcycle outside. I'll take it into town and get it out of the car, and also get you some food. They're being watched. Ryan leaves and she's on a video call with her friend when she hears a loud noise outside. She thinks it's Ryan. She looks outside but doesn't see anyone. Then there's a loud knock at the door. Scared to open the door, she calls out for Ryan, but it's the same woman as before asking for Tamara. She says, "We already told you there is no Tamara here." She looks out of the peephole and someone outside blocks it with their hand. She locks the door and the person outside is asking for Tamara again. That's when we see there's someone in the house. She goes back to the living room and realizes her phone is not where she left it. She calls Ryan, but all she gets is his answering machine, so she leaves a message about what happened. She decides to smoke something and play music to calm her nerves as Rudy gets to the mechanic. He retrieves his inhaler and is suddenly confronted by Rudy, who says he thought he was a car thief. Maya begins to play the piano, but she doesn't know there's someone sitting behind her. And then suddenly they're gone. Ryan arrives at Larry and Lucy's where he runs into the people from the diner. They offer him a drink, but he's got to go, so he orders some food. Back at the house, Maya showers while being watched by the intruder. While she's blow-drying her hair, the electricity goes out, and she begins searching for the fuse box. She finds it in one of the closets, and a woman is standing there in a mask. She hides in a room as Ryan arrives back at the house. She shows him where the fuse box is, and he turns the lights back on. He tells her she might have been seeing things because she was smoking. Then there's another knock at the door. Ryan goes outside and sees the girl standing there watching the house. He confronts her and she runs away. He tells Maya the girl's not coming back. Then they go inside to eat. They see red drops dripping like ketchup on the fries. They look up and there's a dead bird hanging from the ceiling. Ryan begins to lock all the doors and windows. Then a man in a mask tries to break down the door with an axe. They run and hide in the bedroom, and the masked man enters the home. The female begins to play the same song on the piano that Maya was playing. Then the masked intruder breaks the bedroom door and leaves. When they think it's safe, they go outside to use the motorcycle to escape, but it explodes, and the man with the axe is standing there. They both run back in the house to try to use the crawl space to exit the house undetected. They're crawling under the house, and a nail goes through Maya's hand. She bears the pain in silence while the strangers walk around upstairs. Ryan pulls the nail from Maya's hand, and they make it outside onto the porch. As they try to make their way to the shed, Ryan falls and drops his inhaler. They make it to the shed. Once inside, it's pitch black, but when they use their lighter, they don't notice that one of the strangers is in there with them. Ryan sees a staircase and goes searching for weapons. That's when the female walks in and a masked man grabs her through the window. Then someone fires a shot. The strangers run. Ryan has found a shotgun. They leave the shed and go around to the front of the house. Ryan sees someone by the door and fires a shot, but accidentally shoots the owner of the home. They take the man's car keys, and as they attempt to leave in the Jeep, the masked man rams them with his truck. Ryan's leg is pinned. He tells Maya to go. Ryan is able to free his leg, and he heads toward the woods to find Maya before the strangers do. Maya hides from one of the strangers, and when she leaves, she attempts to call the police, but they don't understand what she's saying. One of the strangers catches up with Maya, knocks her out, and drags her away. Ryan, still looking for Maya, catches one of the female strangers. With his gun to her head, he makes her drop the knife and demands to know where she is. He spent too much time talking, and the masked man knocks him out from behind. They both awaken tied to chairs in the Airbnb. Ryan tells her everything is going to be okay and asks her to marry him. She says yes, and then he's stabbed in the chest by one of the strangers. The intruders watch as they hold hands while Ryan is slowly dying. The masked man kicks over his chair as he takes his last breath. Maya asks, "Why are you doing this to us?" And the lady says,
"'Cause you're here."
The masked man stands in front of Maya. She realizes her fate is inevitable, and in defiance she says, Then he stabs her and kicks over her chair. They watch them for a while, and then they hear police sirens. They get in the truck and leave before the police can get there. Later, Maya wakes up in the hospital with the masked man lying next to her.